This.
We presume that even though globalization has diminished cultural diversity, above all, it has enhanced it. This has allowed the widespread of ideas, religions, languages, lifestyle, trends, technologies, and finally, education. All these factors are indicated by our daily life actions. We now have the opportunity to choose whether we believe in a superior religious power, join any system or beliefs, or not. We regularly adopt trends like clothes, entertainment, music, vocabulary, and ideas. However, the one we consider to be the most compelling is education. In Colombia, there is a growing application of international education curriculums. First of all, there are numerous types of the same, which include the IB and Cambridge.
This.
Cambridge is an international course of study based on philosophy and approach that can be combined or altered according to local demands. In fact, 45% of all international schools that teach English using a British-based syllabus opt for Cambridge due to its multiple benefits, meaning more than 10,000 schools in approximately 160 countries.
Students practicing this method acquire universal qualifications accepted and recognized worldwide, and manage to relocate themselves in other cities, countries, or even continents, in which schools apply the same program.
Furthermore, this scheme involves different examinations corresponding to each of the populace level. Cambridge primary and lower secondary include English first and second language, ICT, mathematics, global perspectives, science. Upper secondary involves Cambridge IGCSE, O-Level, and ICE certificate. And advanced has Cambridge International AS and A-Level, Pre-U, AICE diploma, and Cambridge IPQ.
In second instance, there's another educational framework known as International Baccalaureate, IB. It consists on seminars for its diploma program, middle years program, and primary years program, as well as CP Core, and career-related studies. The primary years program, introduced in 1997, decided to be available for 3 to 12-year-olds, embodies a high-quality cosmopolitan education, and focuses on issues across subject areas. It is organized as follows: written curriculum, what students learn; taught curriculum, how educators teach; and assessed curriculum, principles and practice of effective assessments. Currently, it is implemented in 1,652 faculties in 109 countries around the globe. In Colombia, there are numerous schools that apply this curriculum. Precisely in our hometown, Bogota, there are 26 IB institutions. Within these, there is Colegio Anglo-Colombiano, which introduced the curriculum 21 years ago, in 1998. In fact, students are registered in 25 subjects, which include English, ALIT, and ALAL, philosophy, and theory knowledge, among others. Likewise, the English school offers the IB Middle Years Program, MYP, to 11 to 16-year-old students since 2009. Scholars study 8 different IB subject areas, which are language acquisition, language and literature, mathematics, sciences, regional individuals and societies, global individuals and societies, arts, and physical education and design.
All in all, matching the gathered information, it is attainable to say that globalization has embellished cultural divergence. Individuals, just like us, are able to speak foreign languages and have the chance to approach distinct learning strategies and programs, as this movement promotes not only communication but education. This on the grounds that more than ever before is solicited today by everyone to prepare people to face the challenges of the future and the uncertainties of tomorrow with determination, responsibility, and faith.
Good morning, America. This is BBC, and today we're with an expert in economics with a PhD from London Economics School and a master's degree from Harvard. Welcome, Juan Carlos.
Thank you for having me here, Maria Jose.
Okay, so can you tell me how has globalization affected the developing world?
Of course, throughout decades, globalization has been taking place. This process has positively impacted the developed economies. However, less economically developed nations have faced both enormous advantages as well as disadvantages. Ever since globalization started, multinational companies have set up factories and stores in less economically developed countries. By doing so, both group of countries, less economically developed countries and more economically developed countries, were meant to get benefited. LDCs would take advantage from this process due to the liberalization of trade, as production costs, tariff, and regulations were lowered, thus making companies from the developed world increase their earnings. At the same time, LDCs would have improvements in their quality of life due to the earnings from the FDI in their countries, which would improve their GDP. This can be evidenced in several countries with GDP increased dramatically since globalization started. For instance, Bangladesh foreign direct investment in 1990 was 3,238,781. In 1990, its GDP was 31.6 billion and its HDI was 0.38, while in 2017, its FDI was 1,908,268,000. Its GDP was 249.7 and its HDI was 0.608. Another example can be Colombia, whose FDI in 1990 was 1,908,268,000. Its GDP was 40.27 billion and its HDI was 0.59, while in 2017 its FDI was 4,516,402,000 and its GDP was 309.2 billion, while its HDI was 0.74. This was in part due to the arrival of multinational companies to these territories, which, as seen above, improved their GDP, healthcare, education system. Notwithstanding, globalization has also been representing a negative impact upon developing countries. As mentioned before, this process has brought various advantages. However, there are several disadvantages upon developed world to consider. For instance, people earn very low wages for many hours of work in which they suffer terrible labor conditions. Moreover, the environment of these nations has suffered terrible consequences as a result from the settlement of companies from the developed world in their territories, due to lack of regulations set up by the governments, which may develop countries to take advantage of these circumstances. These can be evidenced by three Asian countries who have a high number of FDI placed on their territories. On one hand, by Bangladesh working poor data in 1990 was 98.4 of total employed people, while in 2017 this value was 67.3, which evidently decreased but is still very high. Furthermore, another case is India, whose working poor percentage in 1990 was 82.8 of total workers, while in 2017 this data was 42.9. Of course, this data decreased. Nonetheless, it is still very high. On the other hand, Cambodia's forest area change from 1990 to 2005 was minus 22.6, as well as Indonesia's, whose forest area change during this period was minus 23.2, evidently due to the arrival of multinational companies to their lands. All in all, it can be said that FDI has brought many disadvantages as well as advantages to less economically developed countries. Nevertheless, it is beyond clear that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. In order for the disadvantages to diminish, government need to put more regulations upon the multinational companies being set up in their territories. This for the environment to be safe and also for the workers to work in better conditions and get better wages. In this way, all the nations will get benefited in a better proportion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juan Carlos. Now we'll go with the weather.